Okay, I just got back home and I had a little bit of a crazy day. I'm gonna break it down, but I want to keep the main subject on how there might be someone watching over us. I'm a little bit skeptical on things in this world, but today I had a pretty crazy experience. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna tell the camera, I'm gonna put it up, see what happens, because this was kind of crazy. So today, basically, um, okay, I was on Tinder yesterday, right? I was on Tinder yesterday. I matched with this girl. Her name was Regina. We're gonna get to her a little bit later. So Regina, really nice. Me and her hit it off. Super nice. Good vibes, everything. And then, we're like, let's meet up tomorrow or today. Yeah, it was earlier today. So I was like, let's meet up earlier today. And we're like, okay, we'll meet up after work, blah, 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 blah. She texted me, she's like, I just got home from work. And I was like, oh, dude, I gotta get rolling. Because, the train that took me there was the opposite train that I usually take. So, I was like, okay, screw it. I'm gonna just bike super fast there. And I had, 5 minutes to spare. Turned out to be 7.5 miles. I believe that's 9.5 kilometers, something like that. But anyways, I freaking tanked it, dude. I trucked it there. I got a good sweat on it. That was not a fun bicycle ride by any means. And on the way there, I was texting her hey, should I bring my bicycle? Are we gonna ride around Omberg or just walk or what's the deal? And I was like, fuck it. I just texted her. I was like, fuck it. I'm bringing my bike. Screw it. So I was like, all right, I got to the train station, made it in time. I shaved off a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes or so. I'm on the train station, or on the train, and I was kind of just standing there for a second, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go sit down. We got 20 minutes to spare. So I go sit down, and then this girl walked past me to the bathroom, and I just saw her from the back, her hair and everything, and I was like, whoa, she looks pretty cute. And then she came out of the bathroom, I was looking out the window like this. She came up, basically what you're seeing me. I was on the train right now. This is how I was on the train, and then I look, and me and her made direct eye contact. I mean, it was that type of eye contact that makes you feel like you're talking to him telepathically, and the energy, the vibe, everything matched right there in the heat of the moment for that 1 second. I just felt it, and I don't know if she felt it. I think she did. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I felt something. I was like, whoa, this girl's beautiful. She was really beautiful, actually, and she walked past me. And I got up because I had to get off at the next stop. And I thought about it, man. I thought about it. I was like, I should walk up to her and, ask her if she got a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. You just say hi, something, And it was eating me alive. I had about 3 or 4 minutes to do this. And I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do absolutely nothing. I just sat there and I kind of looked over at the very end of the train. There she was. And I didn't do nothing. I just had my feeling in me that taking that risk was not worth it. And I shouldn't do it. So I got off the train. And when I got off the train, I looked at the window where she was sitting and we made eye contact again. And I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I need to go talk to her. And then again, I still did not do anything. I just pushed my bike away, acted cool, turned my head I wasn't noticed. And then I just kind of moseyed on. So then I'm waiting on the next train, and this was the last train. She already took off. That train's long gone. But poof, other way. Don't even know it was heading another direction. So then I'm sitting there waiting like 30 minutes for the train. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, yo, why is she not texting me back? Like, she doesn't text me back. And I try to look at her profile. No, I can't even look at it. She blocked me. So I just got off that train. The girl I'm supposed to go on a date with blocked me. Regina, not cool. But it was for no reason either. Like, I had genuinely no idea why she blocked me. Like, literally no reason. She had me blocked, and I was like, you know what? I came all this way. I just did 7 miles on a bike. You know, I that was eating me alive. Honestly, what was eating me alive was me not talking to the girl. Like, me not just standing up and saying, hey, like, I think you're really beautiful, blah, 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 blah. Like, saying something, right? I didn't do that, and it ate me up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the town that I'm supposed to go on a date in, and I'll watch a movie or something. Well, I get to the town, and I'm like, I park my bike, and I'm walking down, and I go into a cologne shop because I was like, you know, probably should spray some cologne on. It just went like 7 miles. Like, it probably wore off. So I go up in there. I'm looking for the cologne I usually use. And you won't even believe who walks in. Regina! She walks in right over to the left, says hello to like the workers, and starts looking at perfume. I'm like, no way. I was like, I couldn't tell for a fact if it was her or not at first. And I was like, I didn't know. And I was this close because I was actually mad. Because I was like, why would she block me? And I came all this way. Like, I just went through all this pain and effort just get here. She just blocked me on the way. Like, what did I do? So, I was this close to walking up to her. But I also didn't want to walk up to her because what if it was not even her? You know what I mean? Or if she just said it wasn't her. But anyways, I didn't do it because I was on the fence if it was her or not. And I just sprayed some cologne, and I'm pretty sure the workers saw me, so I just kind of got out of there. So I'm going to Bali here pretty soon, and I wanted to look for some shorts to wear in Bali, or maybe a nice shirt. And all the shops were kind of closing, so I went to a shop right next to it. I walked down there, and it was kind of like a hiking shop, and it just didn't really have any summer vibes to it. So I'm walking out of it, and as soon as I get out of the store, here comes walking Regina. And I was still on the fence if it was her or not. But when she looked at me, she went like she was walking, she looked at me, she went like this, and then she went, and then she put her head down and kept walking. I was like, it's her! I know for a fact it's her. I know like, the relief came, but I was also still fuming. And I still didn't walk up to her because at the end of the day, like, whatever her reason was to just ditch on me the last second, whatever it was, you know, only Regina knows, you know. I'm not gonna walk up and start a confrontation, like, plus it was her birthday tomorrow, like, whatever, you know. Happy birthday, Regina. But, yeah, it was just not worth the confrontation, like, it was just better to be, you know, a man about it and just like, yeah, whatever. I'm already in another town. I'll go do something else. So I was like, you know what? The only thing that could really help this day out is going, you know, to a movie. I would like to go watch a movie. So I walk in there and I was like, man, this is actually pretty sad because I'm about to watch a movie with myself. And I go up. And I asked, obviously, because I'm living in Germany, I was like, is Mission Impossible playing in English? And he's like, looking. And he's like, no, it was playing for the last 4 weeks. It's not playing anymore. I was like, of course not. And I didn't want to watch a scary movie by myself because that movie theater is, like, pretty intense. Like, they got really good seats. The cinema, it's just really nice. It's honestly really nice, and it would probably be really scary. I watched a movie in there. I watched Avatar in there, and it was really, really well. Like, it was great. It was phenomenal. So I didn't want to watch a scary movie by myself. So anyways, I'm pretty bummed out now. Like, I'm actually pretty bummed out. I'm like, man, I got canceled on the date. I didn't talk to the girl. I didn't even tell Regina how I felt. Like, I could have just walked up to her right there and been like, hey, I think you're a nasty person. Like, why would you do this to me? Like, you could have at least told me, don't come, don't bike, because she doesn't know I bike 7.5 miles. But, So anyways, I didn't do all that. I was all bummed out. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the park and I'm just going to try to get a workout in or something before the train comes back, because I was going to take a train. I was going to take the train back, and I went to the park and I just got ate up by a whole bunch of bugs. This is what it is. I also had a burger. That was kind of nice. It was peaceful. Had a burger. And I sat down and ate somewhere. And then caught the train. I'm catching the train back, right? And this is where I want to talk about, like, I believe something might be up there watching us. Someone, something, some people, who knows? Something. Something is up there. Something is up there watching us. And I'm catching the train back, and I am bummed out. I already told my friends. I called 2 of my friends, and I already told them about it. I'm telling them how crummy of a day it is. Like, this is the absolute most crummiest day possible for me. And I'm on the train back. It stops where it stopped the first time. And now I had to wait. So I'm waiting like 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes, man, I was just thinking, man. I was just hardcore thinking, listening to music. And it was just, all of today just added, and all of what's been happening in my life just added into this day. And it was just hitting me hard. I was honestly just like, man, this is pretty deep. And I had my bicycle with me this whole day. So the next train comes, the very last train I need. Guess who walks off that train? The girl I didn't walk up to. What are the odds of that happening? It was insane. It was like the whole day passed, and this was a train. She could have been on any hour of any other train. Like, the odds of her walking in front of me and then getting on the same train was insane. So I froze up a little bit. Like, I had my bike and I'm trying to get on the train, and she walked off the back train to get on the front train, and I'm like, hey, you, I gotta ask you a question. And she's like, she like looked at me and she was like, what the hell's wrong with that guy? And I was like, I was like, okay, now I just gotta get on the train. And by that point, I was kind of like the last person out there, but everyone already got on the train. I had a bicycle. And then the train lady was like, hey, where you going? And I told her where I was going. She's like, oh yeah, you have to get on this train. And it was the same train she just got on. So she got on this door, and I had to get on the front door. But I had to put my bike about right here. And this is her part of the section of the train. So she was going to have to find a spot to sit down. So I was like, I'm going to put my bike right here, and I'm going to walk over here and just start talking to her on the train. And this is where I think like fate or something kicks in, because this is the crazy part. She walked through this train, and by the time I just got on the train here and I was about to put my bike down, we bump into each other. And I mean like face to face. And my bike is like in the way. And so she can't really squeeze through. And I just stopped right there and I go, I have to ask you a question. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, I saw you earlier today, and I really thought you were beautiful. She's like, well, thank you. And I could tell she had an accent. I mean, she kind of had some broken English, which is fine. I'm not hating on it. But I could tell it wasn't like German broken English. It was like something else. And so I'm listening to what she's saying. She's like trying to talk to me and whatnot. And I said, I think you're really beautiful. She said, thank you. And I was like, I was like, I saw you earlier today and I wanted to tell you that, but I had to get off the train. And I was like, honestly, I had a pretty crappy day and I actually was going on a date with a girl, but then she blocked me. So I wish I just would have walked up to you on the train. And she's like, yeah, it's pretty funny. And I'm like, I was like, are you from here? I said, are you from here? She's like, well, I live in Germany, but I'm actually from Ukraine. And I'm like, oh, okay, no way. I'm like, I'm American. And she's like, oh, well, obviously, I can tell that. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And I'm like, do you got a boyfriend? And she goes, yeah, I got a boyfriend. And I'm like, yeah, I thought so. And I was like, at this point, I'm going to rewind a little bit. I've asked a girl in the past if she had a boyfriend, and she said yes. But I also know I could have said, hey, can I have your Instagram as just friends? And maybe she would have gave it to me. And I'm not, well, before you start saying anything, I'm not doing that to try to get with the girl. Honestly, some girls are so interesting to me that I just kind of want to see what they're doing in their life because what they're doing interests me. Like if they're out traveling or they're from a whole nother place, like that's interesting to me because that shows me that they're doing something with their life. And I actually, want to surround myself with people like that. So if I get to see that on my Instagram, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the girl I bumped into on the train. Like, good for her. Like her and her boyfriend are doing whatever. I'm just happy to have her, part of my life kind of deal. That's all I was asking. I was like, yo, can I have your Instagram? Because I said, can I have your Instagram just as friends? She goes, no, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. And I go, I respect that. I was like, I respect that. Because in my head, I was like, if I had a girlfriend and a guy walked up to her and said, can I have your Instagram? That's how I would want her to respond too. I would want her to tell that guy, no, I got a boyfriend. And honestly, that just made me feel better because I was like, she's a great girl. Like, I thought on the train, because, I was thinking all day about, like, what this girl would actually be like if I just walked up to her, like, if she had a boyfriend, if she didn't have a boyfriend, where's she from, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, I was just putting it all in my head, making a story, and now I'm actually getting to meet the person, and, when she said that, it just kind of, like, it just hit me, I was like, this is a good person, like, this is actually, she's just as good as I thought she was, and I said, okay, well, my name's Josie. And I held my hand out, and she fumbled around to get her stuff out, and she was like, it's nice to meet you. And honestly, I don't even remember her name. Because it was in the heat of the moment, blah, blah, blah. I feel bad about it. But, hey, super nice Ukrainian girl. And then I was so happy. The rest of the ride, the rest of the day, even right now. Like, I had that missed opportunity today. And then got just absolutely flaked on for no reason. And then what are the odds of me bumping back into her? Coincidence or not, that's got to be someone looking out for me. And was pretty much my day. And honestly, on the train, I started believing. I started believing a little bit. All those that can't be. There's no way. There's so many coincidences of just randomly happening. Crazy. It was crazy. Crazy that we bumped into each other again. And that time, I made sure of it. And to add on to all this, the music and I know Instagram snoops in on what you're saying and everything. But the music I was listening to, Instagram telling me, I even had a video about this guy walking up to girls and 5 stages of it and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is popping up on my Instagram. And this was earlier in the day and how to approach people and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I should probably take tips because I didn't do it today. And then the music I was listening to, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I asked ChatGPT about it. I asked ChatGPT because I was asking ChatGPT how to get a stain out of my shirt. because I accidentally spilled a stain on my shirt at the train station before I was supposed to go on this date. Well, I asked ChatGPT how to do that, and I also told ChatGPT what just happened. And honestly, ChatGPT is great. Like, awesome. Like, AI is great because, you know, it just helps you with everything. And, you know, it just basically said, like, it was a learning moment. Like, if you never see her again, like, it's just, like, to learn from that. You know, take this as a lesson to, you know, approach someone if you feel that connection, if you feel that match, if you feel something, like, take action. And I'm going to be honest with you, I usually am that type of guy that will do that most of the time. But this time I was just stuck in my boots. I think whatever lined us up today was up there watching out for me. And in all honesty, I took action the second time. I took action. I didn't let it pass me. And yeah, did I get rejected? Sorta. Did I have, like, you know, more of a learning experience than, you know, just getting rejected? Yes. Because that's what it's all about. Like, doing stuff like that makes you more of who you actually are. That, in my opinion. And I'm happy I walked up to her or stopped her or whatever I did and got it out. As awkward as it was, if she ever watches this, if Regina or the other girl ever watches this, like, this is what happened in my day. And it was crazy. Seriously, starting to believe a little bit more. And I don't know. Hopefully this story inspires you too. But that's pretty much what happened on a Thursday of my life. And yeah, like and subscribe if you like stuff like this.